Welcome, yogis. We'll be holding our poses for 2 to 3 minutes. Go ahead and grab some bed pillows or some yoga props and meet me on the mat. We're going to move really nice and slow tonight, guys. So be prepared to get cozy. We're not going to do anything too strenuous. So for our first pose, option to either start in a child's pose of your choice or option to start in a resting position. If you'd like to start slowly, you can go ahead and grab your bolsters or your pillow and just place them behind your pelvis. If you need an extra pillow, go ahead and grab one of those. And from here, if you're in the resting pose, you can go ahead and put your knees together, feet out wide, or you can go ahead and put the soles of your feet together for butterfly. You can extend both legs long as you lay down, or go ahead and bend one knee and let the other one go long for a little butterfly pose or tree. But we're just going to take a moment to arrive. We made it to yoga, folks. Getting here was the hardest part. And we are here. So let's dedicate this next hour to ourselves. It will have a positive impact on us mentally, physically, and spiritually. Go ahead, unclench your jaw. Put your tongue on the bottom of your mouth. Relax your cheeks and the space between your eyebrows. Drop your shoulders down. And just scan your body and relax as much as you can. Option to breathe in through the nose, out through the nose, or in through the nose, out through the mouth. Yogi's choice. I like to use positive affirmations in my classes just to give you a point of focus. And I invite you to repeat to yourself, I have done my best for today. I have done my best for today. And put a great big smile on your face just to get some positive vibes flowing to our brain. I have done my best for today. And you can go ahead and repeat that mantra to yourselves as many times as necessary. If you don't like that mantra this evening, you can repeat to yourself, I am safe, or simply tonight is going to be a good night. Whichever one you vibe with today. And really just focus on where your breath is traveling right now inside your body. It always takes a few moments to get settled, so if you're still feeling really antsy or anxious, just keep sticking with your breath. I have done my best for today. Let's take one more breath. from here, when you're feeling ready, go ahead, extend your legs long, extend your arms up overhead, come in for a great big giant good evening stretch. If you happen to be in child's pose, go ahead and shift up into a tabletop and extend each leg out and rock on your toes. Just move organically here. And let's let out a big cleansing breath here. Great big inhale through the nose. Do a really loud, audible exhale. Let it all out. And let's do one more of those, just for good measure. Inhale through the nose. Loud exhale, let it out. And release. From here, just go ahead, lay on your side and slowly roll off your bolster. Moving any props out of the way first. And from here, let's come into a child's pose. If you happen to take child's pose for the first one, go ahead and take another variation of it. Or you can do a forward fold. But from here, if you choose to go into the wide child's pose, or you can choose to go into the child's pose, you can either have knees together or knees apart. An option to have your bolster for support in between your knees or not. You can also take blocks to lift the bolster up, or you can just put your props to the side. I'm feeling like a full child's pose moment here. So let's exhale. And if you'd like to hang out on your forearms, you can go ahead and do so. Or you can rest your forehead to the earth, extending your your arms out long in front of you. Just shift your hips slightly, make sure everything feels okay. And I invite you to repeat to yourself, I end each day with gratitude. I end each day with gratitude. Unclench your jaw. Really feel that breath moving in your body. I end each day with gratitude. And if you'd like, I invite you to list one thing that you're truly grateful for today, whatever it may be. And from here, if you'd like to add on to this
Go ahead, and we can just get a side body stretch here. Go ahead and walk your hands over towards the left, having your right hand on top of your left if that feels right. Just opening up that side body. You only want to go as far as that side body starts to feel good for a stretch. And from here, let's walk our hands over to the opposite side, resting our left hand on top of our right, if that feels okay. And release. Let's take our hands and push ourselves up nice and slow. From here, let's just shift into a tabletop. Go ahead, make sure all the joints are stacked here. The hips are in line with the knees, the shoulders in line with the wrists, the fingertips are spread nice and wide. And just go ahead and extend one leg long, rocking on those toes and stretching that calf out. Getting that blood going in the normal direction here. And release, and go ahead and switch. Extend that opposite leg out long, rocking on them toes. Connecting with your breath. And release. And from here, let's just add in a few cat-cows. Option to curl your toes on the inhale if you'd like. Gonna inhale, drop that belly, tailbone to the sky. Exhale, round the back, chin to chest, separate them shoulder blades, and also just move intuitively in this pose as you sneak in a few cat-cows. Just move in any way that feels right for your body. Once more. And release. And from here, let's find our way into a half butterfly pose. We'll find ourselves in seated position first, and just extend both of your legs out long in front, and just pick which one that feels the best today. And you can extend one leg that long and bend the other one, placing that sole of the foot on the opposite or the inside of the thigh, knee, or calf area. You can take some blocks to offer your body some extra support. You can place one underneath your bent knee. You can also place one underneath your extended leg, or even a pillow or rolled up blanket. We just want to make sure that there's a gentle flex in our toes in that extended leg. If it feels better for you to take the leg off to the side, go ahead and do so, whichever one feels right for you today. And with the option for a pillow, the bolster, or a couple blocks to rest on if you'd like. If it feels good just to sit up nice and tall and take your breaths, go ahead and stay here. If you'd like a little bit more, just slowly folding at the hips. You can also walk your fingertips forward as you bend till you find your sweet spot. Just as a reminder, we never want to go into the full extension of the pose right away. We don't want to give full effort right out the bat. We want to gradually allow ourselves to sink in a little deeper the more we relax and breathe. And I invite you to repeat to yourself, I am proud of my efforts today. I am proud of my efforts today. And seal that with a nice, great big smile this evening. And just be proud of your efforts that you had today. Just today. Unclench your jaw. Scan your body and just notice anywhere where you're clenching and relax your muscles as much as you can. Really feel your breath moving right now. Feel your belly expand as you inhale. Feel your breath travel past your ribs and your chest and come out the back of your throat. And just really notice the rising and falling of your belly. Let's take one more breath. And when you're feeling ready, nice and slowly pushing yourself back up with your hands if you were bent over. Making sure to move really mindfully and slow, because sometimes that yin magic just hits and we might feel a little dizzy. Go ahead, extend both those legs long first and give them a little shake, just a gentle shake here. You can point and flex your feet or roll your ankles and roll your wrist if you'd like. And release. And before we go to the second side, let's add a wiper in here. Go ahead, bend those knees up towards the sky, leaning back on your hands here. Feet flat on the earth, or you can be up on your heels. Great big inhale through the nose. Exhale, drop your knees to the right. Inhaling back up. Exhale, drop your knees to the left. And just go ahead and flow this out on your own, moving fast or slow. We inhale as we come up and exhale as we drop. Once more. And release. And from here, let's go to our half butterfly pose on the second side. Extending that opposite leg long with a gentle flex in those toes. Putting the other foot on the inside of that thigh, knee, or calf area. Option for props, you can put a block underneath your bent leg, a block underneath your extended leg, or a pillow or a rolled up blanket. And if it feels good just to sit up nice and tall and take your breaths, go ahead and stay here. If you'd like a little bit more, just folding at the hips as you exhale, just until you can find your sweet spot. Option to rest on any props in front of you if you'd like. And just know that both sides of our body feel very different. And just notice it. If you can't go as far on one side, that's okay. That's just how your body feels today, and that's okay. And I invite you to list another thing that you're truly grateful for today, whatever it may be.
onto your jaw. Take note if you're using your hands to prop yourself up. Make sure that the shoulders are feeling good, the elbows are loose. Make sure there's no straining going on in your shoulder area. Breathe nice and deep. Let's take one more breath. And when you're feeling ready, if you're folded over, gently pushing yourself up, back with your hands. Moving any props out of the way first. And just guide that bent leg forward. And before we go and switch, let's add a wiper again here. Go ahead, lean back on your hands, bend those knees up towards the sky. Great big inhale through the nose. Exhale, drop the knees to the right. Inhaling back up. Exhale, drop the knees to the left. And just go ahead and flow this out on your own for just a few breaths. Moving fast or slow. Once more. And release. And from here, let's ever so gracefully make it to our bellies in whichever fashion that feels right for you. We're gonna come down to our bellies nice and slow. Let's find ourselves in a Sphinx pose. If the Sphinx pose does not feel right for you this evening, just go ahead, stack your hands and rest your forehead. You won't be here for very long. And go ahead and place your elbows. The closer they are into your body, the more intense it will be. You can place your hands like a number 11 if you'd like, or they can be in prayer position, or even elbow to elbow. And take note of your feet, making sure that they are wide. And also take note of your back body and your glutes. And if you happen to be holding anywhere, go ahead and release. Ears are nice and tall above your shoulders. Option to lift your chin up a little bit if you'd like. Also, if you'd like a little bit more, option to drop chin to chest here. Feel your belly connecting with the earth. And I invite you to repeat to yourself, I choose to be focused and relaxed. I choose to be focused
and relaxed. Just a few more breaths. And when you're feeling ready, if you're in Sphinx, just go ahead and come down, stack your hands, and rest your forehead on your hands. And from here, go ahead and rock your hips, shake your hips from side to side. And put a great big smile on your face this evening. It's gonna be a good night. Connect your breath as you're shaking and rocking here. One more breath. And release. And from here, let's go ahead and bend our knees here and soles of the feet to the sky. And we're going to come in for another wiper. Go ahead, great big inhale through the nose. Exhale, drop the feet over to the right. Inhaling back up. Exhale, drop the feet to the left. And just go ahead and flow this out on your own, moving fast or slow. One more breath. And release. Go ahead and meet your feet back to the mat. And from here, let's cozy up in fetal position on the left side. You can go ahead and inhale those knees up towards your chest to where it's comfortable. You can use that bottom arm as a little pillow if you'd like. Or if your pillow is close, you can grab a pillow. We'll take a breath here. And we're just going to get set up to go into a spinal twist. If you prefer to do a spinal twist on your back and then dropping your knees to the side, you can go ahead and do so. But from here, go ahead and inhale that right arm up towards the sky first. And as we exhale, drop it behind us. Go ahead and make sure that you straighten your other arm with it, so you're like a T. Option to place a block between your knees or underneath your knees if you'd like. Option to look up at the sky or gently turn to the right, whatever the neck allows. And I invite you to repeat to yourself, I am in control of my breathing and can slow it down. I am in control of my breathing and can slow it down. Take note of your hip that's rooted to the earth right now. If you find yourself clenching, just go ahead and unclench as much as you can. Find that breath. And just observe how that breath is feeling as it's moving through your body. control of my breathing and can slow it down. Unclench your jaw. Check in with your shoulders. Make sure there's no straining. Sometimes if your arms are too high, you might feel a little bit of a strain. Let's take one more breath. And when you're feeling ready, go ahead, take that right arm off the earth. Inhale it back up to where we came from, like closing a book. And very gently roll to your back. Let's hang out here for just a moment before we go to the second side. From here, go ahead and inhale those knees up to your chest for a wind pose. Option to take a wind pose still. You can remain still and cross your ankles if you'd like, or you could just give it a little rock from side to side, or you can place your hands on your knees and do little circles. If you do circles, just make sure to go in the opposite direction. Just massaging out that lower spine, getting the last little bit of tension out that we can. And from here, you can either place your feet gently on the earth, or you can go ahead and slam them to the ground and create a vibration. And from here, let's cozy up in fetal position on the opposite side. Going to be on our right side this time. And I am just shifting so you can hear me with this microphone. Go ahead, inhale those knees up to where it's comfortable for you. Option to use your arm as a pillow underneath if you'd like. And if you just prefer to be on your back and drop your knees for spinal twist, you can go ahead and do so. Just taking a breath here for a moment. And from here, go ahead and inhale that left arm up to the sky. And as we exhale, drop it back behind us as we straighten our opposite arm with it. Option to place a block between your knees or underneath. And also option to look up at the sky or gently turn to the left, whatever the neck allows. And I invite you to repeat one more thing that you're truly grateful for today, whatever it may be. Scan your body and unclench your muscles as much as you can.
clench your jaw. Let's take one more breath. And when you're feeling ready, go ahead, inhale that left arm off the ground, bringing it back over. And very gently make your way to your back. And from here, let's add a wiper. Go ahead and bend your knees up towards the sky. Try to find the edge of your mat with your feet, knees together, feet out wide. Or wait, that's resting pose. Bending your knees up towards the sky, great big inhale through the nose. Exhale, drop your knees over to the right. And just observe any sensations happening in this wiper. You can inhale your knees back up. Exhale, drop them to the left. And go ahead and flow this out on your own, moving fast or slow. One more time. And release. And from here, go ahead and curl up on one side just so we can find our way back to seated. Moving really slow. And from here, let's find ourselves either in a deer position or a pigeon position. If you prefer to take a down dog to walk up into pigeon, you can go ahead and do so. I will cue the deer pose. So go ahead and just pick whichever side, whichever leg that works for you, whichever one feels the best for you right now. And go ahead, bend at the knee with a gentle flex in those toes, and option to keep it parallel with the top of your mat. If it doesn't feel right to keep your leg parallel, just take your heel and scooch it closer towards your groin. Option for the back leg, for the hip to be in the line with the knee. If that doesn't feel right, go ahead and take that knee and just scooch it a little bit closer to your top foot. Another option for the back knee or back leg is knee and ankle in a line, only if that feels right. And from here, option one, we can lean back on our hands, inhaling our pelvis up really gently. And we can hang out here if this feels right for you. If you'd like a little bit more, option to go ahead and fold over this front leg. You can use any bolsters or blocks or pillows if you'd like to rest on to offer your body a little bit more support. You can either fold right forward or off to the side of it, whichever feels right for you. Whew. And I invite you to repeat to yourself, I will release the tension I am holding in my body. I will release the tension I am holding in my body.
option to hang out on your forearms or out on your hands. Unclench your jaw. The tension I am holding in my body. Let's take one more breath. And when you're feeling ready, nice and slowly pushing yourself back up into a seated. Take your hands and gently guide that back leg forward if you're in deer. If you're in pigeon, go ahead and organically come out, which in a way that feels safe and right for you. And just from here, go ahead and extend your legs long, just to give them a gentle shake. And just notice any sensations happening. From here, go ahead and take your hands and let's love up our legs a little bit here. Give them a nice massage. They support us in everything we do all day long. And we never really stop to think about that much. If you'd like to, once you get to the top of your hip crease, go ahead and grind your thumb in there if that feels right. And release. And before we get to the second side, let's add another wiper to help us along on our way here. Go ahead and lean back on your hands. Inhale those knees up towards the sky. Great big inhale through the nose, drop those knees to the right. Inhaling back up. Exhale, drop your knees to the left. And just go ahead and flow this out, moving fast or slow. Just a few breaths. And from here, let's set up in our deer pose or our pigeon pose on the opposite side. Grabbing any props that you may need. Let's put that opposite leg bending at the knee, flexing in those toes, a gentle flex in the toes. That front leg can either be parallel with the top of the mat, or if that doesn't feel right, go ahead and move your heel closer towards your groin. And for the back leg, option to keep the hip and the knee in the line, only if that feels right. If it does not, take the knee and scooch it closer to that front foot and try to find your sweet spot there. Another option for the back knee or the back leg is the knee and the ankle in a line. And option one, we can lean back on our hands if you'd like, inhaling that pelvis up gently. And we can stay here if this feels right for us. Or you can go ahead and fold over that front leg. Just make sure everything's feeling good with the pelvis. If you have to take your hands to lift yourself up to adjust at any time, go ahead and do so. We can exhale and fold over, option to rest on our forearms if we'd like, or a block or a pillow. And I invite you to repeat to yourself, I am grateful for all that I have learned today. I am grateful for all that I have learned today. Go ahead and put a great big smile on. One last great big smile for the evening. I am grateful for all that I have learned today. Because every day we learn something new, right? Scan your body, relax your muscles as much as you can. Unclench your jaw. Let's take one more breath. And when you're feeling ready, slowly and gently pushing yourself back up. Go ahead, take your hands and guide that bent leg forward if you're in deer. If you're in pigeon, come out in a safe and comfortable way that suits you. And before we get to our final Shavasana, if there's any last little minute pose calling your name for just a transition, just a few breaths, go ahead and do so. I'm going to do wind pose rock and a good old happy baby. Just for a couple breaths. Release. And from here, option to take your final Shavasana either laying down. You can grab your bolster and lay down on it if you'd like.
If you have your blanket handy, you can go ahead and grab that and cozy up. You can put your soles of your feet together for butterfly pose if you'd like, for Shavasana, or resting pose your knees can be in. Just find what works for you for your Shavasana. You can even take it seated. We're just going to allow this next few minutes for our bodies to absorb everything it just did. Option to repeat to yourself, may my sleep be peaceful. May my sleep be peaceful. Stress and worry are released as my mind and body calm and prepare for sleep. I let positive thoughts take their place. I will sleep comfortably. When I wake, I will open my heart to all the good things that come my way. Tomorrow is another opportunity to fill my day with positivity, self-love, and hope. If you'd like to add on to your Shavasana, option to cozy up in a fetal position on your favorite side for just a few more moments to pause. You can go ahead, wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Bring any left
last little movement into your body. And if you're laying down, you can go ahead and come up into a seated position to seal out our practice together. And from here, go ahead, inhale those arms up, taking all the good energy we just created. Exhale down, leave behind what you no longer need today. And again, inhaling arms up, fingertips to touch, and go ahead and roll your wrist in one direction on the way down. Last time, inhaling arms up, and go ahead and roll your wrist in the opposite direction on the way down. Placing our hands together in prayer position in front of the heart space. Give gratitude to yourself first and to your practice. I'd like to thank you for sharing your time, your energy, and your practice with me. Let's take one last cleansing breath together. Big inhale through the nose. Loud, audible exhale, let it out. May you be well, may you be safe, may you be at peace. Namaste.